Welcome to Great Episodes in Gibbs History, presented by Gibbs Farm, a program of Ramsey County Historical Society. Today, we're taking a look at Heman Gibbs, husband, father, market gardener, school founder, house builder, before he took on any of those roles. H-E-M-A-N, Heman. Not Herman, not He-Man, Heman. Heman Rice Gibbs was born in Jericho, Vermont on March 16, 1815. His parents were Zebulon Gibbs III and Marcia Skinner. Marcia was actually Zebulon's second wife. His first wife, Ruth Rice, died in 1812 after giving birth to 3 children, Ward, Nelson, and Harriet. Zebulon and Marcia were married in 1814 and had 6 children together, Heman, Charlotte, Henry, Sheridan, Sophronia, and Oscar. It seems that Heman's unique middle name of Rice must have been a tribute to his father's first wife. Heman completed a common school education as well as a few years at the local academy. Around the age of 22, he decided to move across the country to LaPorte County, Indiana. For 6 years, he worked in farming and also as a school teacher. This time spent as an educator would spark his love of learning later in life when he dragged his family to hear traveling speakers and piloted the founding of a school across the street from his home. Around 1842, Heman set down his pen, picked up a pickaxe, and traveled to New Diggings, Wisconsin to take up mining. I see what you did there. This was during Wisconsin's lead rush, which began in 1824. According to Carol Rosen's Environmental Perception on Wisconsin's Settlement Frontier, by 1830, diggings, smelters, incipient town sites, taverns, mills, and other features typical of a thriving mining frontier had rapidly materialized on the landscape. The area only grew, and by 1844, there were just as many farmers as there were miners in the area. Heman would make it just in time for 1845, when the Upper Mississippi Lead District produced 85% of the nation's lead ore. Interestingly, there were quite a few miners who had come into the area from Cornwall in the United Kingdom. There was no free public education there at the time, and many of the men were illiterate. Heman's youngest daughter, Lily, would later mention how he befriended a number of Cornish miners and helped them write letters to send back home. In 1848, Heman traveled to Elizabeth, Illinois to visit his sister, Charlotte Little, and her husband, Dr. Wallace A. Little. One evening, Heman, Charlotte, and their newly arrived cousin, Chauncey Skinner, were preparing for dinner when a guest of Charlotte's arrived. Her name was Jane Dabow. We don't know a lot about their first meeting, but let's pretend it was love at first sight. It was love at first sight. Heman was enthralled by Jane and the story of her childhood living with the Dakota of Cloudman's village at Bedamakoska, and Jane was fascinated to hear Heman recount his growing up in New England and venturing out on his own as an adult. The rest, as they say, is history, and can be found on our Great Episodes in Gibbs History YouTube playlist. That concludes today's great episode. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you never miss future installments of Great Episodes in Gibbs History.